Hello, shalom. Welcome to Raising the Standard of Worship show. My name is Ben Ambani, and this is the show that we equip worship leaders and all the saints to be more like Christ. I promised you in our previous episode that we will continue with the discussion. oh my God. LeGrande is here again. We want to talk about should we pay musicians or not? We take a break, then we'll be right back. Yes, LeGrande.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, in our previous conversation, and I just want us to pick up from where we actually left. You were talking about you are creating a forum from Piano City whereby you want to have a platform whereby pastors can get access of probably good musicians that are spirit-filled, they're born again. And then you talked about payment. This is a big issue. Like, should we pay musicians or not? It's actually a very big issue. So, should we pay musicians or not?
I'll approach it from this angle.
Yeah.
So one person once approached an artist.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
1700 Zuko, and asked him to make a sketch.
Yes.
Of a particular image that he had requested for. The artist went down and did the sketch very fast. In about a minute, he was done. But, wow, it's exactly what I wanted. You've even exceeded my expectation. How much is it? Kamambia, $10,000.
$10,000?
Why are you charging me $10,000 for what you did in a minute?
Yeah.
Kamambia, correction. It didn't take a minute to do that figure. It took me 20 years of preparing for that 1 minute.
So it took you 20 years to prepare for you to
draw that in
sketch.
A minute.
Sure.
Yeah. So sometimes what musicians do so easily,
Yeah.
we don't realize people have spent the time, money, years in preparing that gift so that I can easily play a worship song for you. And you feel like, hey, the Lord is here. The truth is, a lot of expenditure has gone into the work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for that reason, that is number one reason why I'd say you need to pay musicians. Because like any other craft, it's work.
So I'm looking at it this way because sometimes in many churches we're a bit unfair.
Yeah.
We pay pianists, we pay drummers, actually generally the instrumentalists are paid. But this worship leader is not paid.
Yeah.
This BGV, any other BGV sasa shauri yake. Like most of them will walk out of church and they're not paid.
Yeah.
Ushers in church, they're not paid.
Yeah.
Some pastors who have paid, actually they've gone to a theological school, they've paid their fees.
Yeah.
Wanatumikia Mungu jinsi walivyo.
Yeah.
So is it that musicians are very special? Or
No. In fact, you've touched some serious nerves over there. If there's a church which is not paying even pastors,
sure,
that's not a musician's problem.
Yeah.
It's a general church problem.
Sure.
Yeah. Where you would say it's a starting church.
Yeah.
And we understand the dynamics of a starting ministry.
Yeah.
Even paying overheads can be a problem.
Yeah.
You want saints to meet in this facility, but we can't even pay rent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's understandable. But let's talk about a well-established ministry.
Yes.
Very well-established. In fact, you have your own piece of land.
Yeah,
you have a well-built church sanctuary. In fact, call it a glass cathedral.
A glass cathedral.
Yeah. If you're not paying your pastors, I think there's a problem there.
There's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watakula nini?
Yeah. But let's assume you're paying everyone else, but you're now asking the question about musicians.
Yeah.
Why are musicians demanding to be paid? And most of these conversations, I wonder why we introduce ushers. Do you know why?
I mean, they're serving.
Listen.
An usher, the hospitality team person is serving.
I can come down the stage
Yes.
and usher perfectly. but I can't call an usher to come on stage and replace a musician.
You're sure? You just think that ushering has to do with kaeni hapa and stuff like that.
No. The briefing for ushering
Yes.
does not take time as honing a gift in music. Ushers, I can take you to a hospitality class for a week and you're ready to usher. For music, you don't wake up tomorrow and decide, now I want to join the music team, so I want to play the piano. No. In fact, there's a threshold where you can't start.
Yeah.
By the time you're 25 years old, there are things you can't do musically. Just forget about it.
Eugene, you just said that there's a pastor friend who asked for a musician, and he was saying he can offer 1,000 bob.
Yes.
And you're like,
in fact, 1,000 is a figure of speech.
You see, I just wanted to know, like, how much should a musician be paid for you to say, like, now, this is the right amount we should pay a musician?
Hey, thank God for this platform. Shake my head. You're doing well. Now I can raise some of my hearty issues and conversations.
Yes.
The other day I was doing a financial analysis.
Yeah.
And having a conversation with one of my friends.
Yeah.
Who's a musician, full time.
Yeah.
This means went to music school. They live, breathe, walk, talk, music. Yeah. Hata ukimpatia an Excel sheet, afanye balancing, zero, nothing.
Yeah,
All
to
they
the
know,
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're depending on music to sustain them.
Yes.
Kamuliza, what are the basic needs that you're taught in primary school? Food,
Shelter, clothing.
full stop. Say you want to build your house in Nairobi. How much do you think you need to build a house with in Nairobi? Give me a figure.
It depends with the location. But kama umeenda zile sasa Kamulu huko nje.
Yes, let's use Kamulu.
Acha tutumie Kamulu.
Yes.
I think with around 7M you can get
7M.
Yeah.
Aya tufanye hesabu. How much do you think a musician can get paid in a month for them to reach their goal of 7 million? Give me a figure.
Hey, sasa.
Any figure in the month. Let me use a very handsome figure.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Let's assume somebody analipwa 100,000.
Yes.
So they're saving 100,000 per month towards attaining their house, 7 million. Okay? 100,000 means in a year they'll save 1.2
million.
So for them to achieve their dream, it will take 6 years.
6 years, yeah.
6 years, okay? Yeah. That means they're saving every month 100K.
Hata kuli kitu yote.
Therefore, for him to be able to save 100K, they need to be making like 150.
Sure.
150. Okay. So you're saying in a month, I need to be earning 150 for me to be able to build a house in 6-7 years in Kamulu, not even in Nairobi.
In Karen. No, we're not talking about Karen.
So in Kamulu.
No. Kamulu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 150 shillings, thousands per month.
Yeah.
How many weeks do you have in a month? 4.
Yeah.
Divide 150 by 4.
How much? Unajua sisi ni wale wa jamaa calculator. So tuulize maswali ya hesabu.
That's like 38
Yes.
per week.
Yeah.
Let's put it at 40. For mathematics sake, 40,000 per week for me to be able to achieve that dream. Okay?
Yeah.
Kanisa inakulipa 1,000 shillings.
Yes.
Per weekend. As a musician.
Yes.
How far-fetched is your dream?
No, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Is there any church that can pay you mpaka kweli usikie you can achieve all your dreams? Is there any church you know that can pay you mpaka achieve all your dreams?
Why I started by shaking your hand.
Yeah.
I'm initiating a conversation.
Yes.
Why? I feel we need to go beyond thinking about this guy as a musician.
Yeah.
We need to think about him as a human being who has invested his time to go to school to attain a degree in music.
Yeah.
Do you realize in Kenya, every person who did a degree in music in KU is not a musician? Because they know as a musician, I will not make it.
Yeah.
So they go and become a banker. They go and the best case scenario is for you to get a job at an international school as a music teacher.
Sure.
Yeah. That's the best bet. In other words, can we get to a conversation where we talk about, is this person fully professional? Did they attend the papers?
Yeah.
Can he prove that he is worth the money?
Yes.
Does he present himself as in a godly character? Do they love God? So they can join the church staff. Yeah? Let's have a better conversation than getting to a point of exploiting musicians.
Now, before we go to that point of exploiting musicians.
Yeah. And I've not answered your question.
Yeah, exactly. But you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're only playing on Sunday. Maybe you come for practice on Saturday and you play on Sunday.
Yes.
Don't you see that you have got a whole week that you can probably invest and do other stuff?
I was coming to that.
Money is never enough.
Yes, I was coming to that.
Yeah.
Actually, I also did the maths.
Yeah.
With the people in Piano City.
Yes.
Our commitment to church sums up to about 2% of our time.
Exactly.
So it does not make sense to depend on church
Sure.
for your livelihood.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
While that might be true, do you realize everybody who serves in church spends like 2% of their time in church? So why do we have some people who are ridiculously paid for their 2% while working in church? Then you complain about musicians and ask them to find something better to do, and complain why they are not committed to their ministry. So let's agree. We are saying church in general.
Yes.
Unless you're working there from 8 to 5, Monday to Sunday.
Yes.
You can be put on a full-time payroll.
Yes.
Unless you are on a full-time payroll, find something else to do.
Exactly.
And I would charge musicians to do something extra than just playing in church.
Sure.
Yeah? But while that is the case, for me, who's thinking about meeting my basic needs, I've not even gotten to luxury. Kununua gari. Basics.
Yeah.
How much am I turning around into my account per week so that it makes economic sense for me at the end of the day?
Yeah.
While I'm going to look for another job to do so that I meet my 40K threshold per week. I have a dream. I want to build a house in Kamulu. Yeah? 40K threshold per week. Wacha niende nifanye kibarua, Nakumat, nifanye kazi ya design, kwengine.
Yeah.
But finally, nikifanya weekend church, can it add up to what I've done during the week?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Me to be honest, I think most musicians are lazy because, I mean, there's so many avenues you can get money. If you're a good musician, from Monday to Friday, there are studios looking for people to play music. In fact, many good musicians can be even producers.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much that
I agree. We actually
even
have
music teaching.
Yeah, we have a friend who has bought a home actually.
Yeah.
Out of teaching students. Pupils, not students, pupils.
Yeah.
Na ile ni do re mi fa sol la ti.
Yeah.
Do ti la so fa me repeat.
30 minutes unakula tawa yako mbili.
Yeah, go home.
Yeah.
On repeat. Yeah.
Sure.
But he had to be consistent and disciplined to achieve that.
Yeah.
So I agree. We have so much capacity.
Yes.
Both singers and players.
Sure.
Yeah. And so there's a greater call. Again, that's why I was shaking your hand. Because we are addressing real issues.
These are real issues,
yes,
actually.
Real issues affecting worshippers and musicians and the church in general. Yeah?
Yeah.
So my summary to that is, let's not exploit when we have the capacity to be able to appreciate as a church. For musicians, music in church is not your 90% dependable source of income.
Sure.
Have other things to do other than just playing in church on Sunday.
Yeah.
While at it, present yourself as a worthy steward of your office. Yeah? Because another weakness of musicians we have is, umekuja church umevaa kala, ujanyoa nywele, your mouth is smelling, ulichelewa. You didn't listen to your music.
Sure.
But unataka ulipwe 50K. It will not happen.
Yeah.
It can't happen.
You've got to be thorough.
Yeah.
Sure.
Look like what you want to demand for.
Yeah.
By the time you're asking a pastor, why are you paying me 2,000 shillings?
Sure.
He should look at you and feel ashamed.
Yeah.
Hey, tunamlipa 2,000. Why?
Yeah.
Umevaa suti,
Yeah.
mziki yako
By the
You
way,
never
nilitaka
miss
kuuliza
anything?
mbona mazi unadunganga masuti zingine nao sana.
That's another hearty conversation. It's a hearty conversation because I'm trying to redo a narrative. You realize we have a bad narrative about musicians in every church.
Yeah, that's true.
If there's a team that people complain about in any church, it's musicians.
And they need them the most.
Yeah, and they need them the most.
Sure.
Partly because we musicians have failed on our part.
Yeah.
And so for me, I wear a suit because of whom I'm addressing first.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to address Uhunye dressed in shorts and akala.
Yeah, that's true.
What about God? So I dress according to whom I'm addressing.
Sure.
Number 2, I dress that way because I want to be addressed in a particular way.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, when somebody thinks about paying you 2,000 shillings, lakini anaona umedunga suti hapo, nywele, marashi, muziki, yani everything is on point. It even just feels off.
Sure.
So that way, I present myself the way I want to be addressed. So they'll address me based on my... I'll give you a testimony. So this pastor calls me and tells me, hey, Eugene, I need your help. I need to find musicians. I moved locations of church. So tulisonga ndani kidogo. We can't afford the city people. Yeah, I'd even call you, but me, I can't afford paying you 40K per week. Na alikuwa anaongea kama mchezo.
Yeah.
But that opened my eyes. Why? It made me realize, so the way I presented myself, this guy has already valued me at 40K per month, per week.
Per week.
So how is he afford?
Hawezi kuafford na hiyo league ya Eugene, eh?
Yeah. That means we can present ourselves before even hearing the package. I mean, the contents of the package. You present yourself in a way that people will appreciate you. I always say this, we carry a gift.
Sure.
Yeah. But our character is the vessel which carries the gift.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very
so how
true.
you dress, how you present yourself, how you converse, the kind of conversation you're having with someone, how you do your homework, your consistency, your diligence. Are you dependable?
Yeah.
Those are things that carry the
values.
gift. Yeah. So the gift will make room for you, open doors for you, presence of kings. But the thing that keeps you in that room is your character. Yeah.
Now, Eugene, we are on this issue of money, actually.
Yeah.
And we've got many musicians who are playing in a club.
Yeah.
They're actually born again, spirit filled. But they feel like maybe church doesn't give them enough money. So you find someone playing on Saturday in a club, and in the morning he's in church. So what is your take? Can a born again musician play in a club and in church?
Personally, I don't believe so.
Yeah.
And as you rightly put it, everybody has been put into that situation because of circumstance. When the door is being locked, no single church person comes to their refuge. When they are sleeping hungry, no church person says, shika beli ya unga, shika kilo mbili ya nyama, itakusukuma for a while. Nobody literally cares for those people when they have the need. But when they make the move, we start pointing fingers, judging them, nini. So there's a justifiable point, arguable in a normal sphere.
Because I've never seen an usher going to a club
again
to usher.
Again.
Let me just use this example because they don't have money.
Because I want to shut you down.
Okay.
Because ushering is not professional. Somebody will say, naenda kufanya ushering on Monday. My 8 to 5.
Waiter ni nani?
Wewe ni waiter. That's a professional job.
That's a profession.
But it's not ushering.
Si wewe hata usher kwa waiter.
That's hospitality.
Hospitality. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, but I hear you. I hear you.
You
I
hear
hear
my
what
point.
you say. But so for me personally, I don't believe in it because I believe spirits are transferable.
Yeah.
I believe that spirits affect spirits.
Sure.
Environments affect environments.
Sure.
Personalities affect personalities.
Sure.
That's why the Bible tells us, we will know you by your fruits, number 1. Number 2, we can tell you who you are by looking at your friends.
The friends, sure.
There's a lot of your association building to who you are.
Exactly.
Spiritually.
Exactly.
So for me personally, I don't approve of it.
Yeah, but they've never seen you play even a secular gig.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
So it's a personal choice. So for me, number 1 question that I need to answer in that question.
Ndio shida ya condenser.
Kuna kuna app inaitwa NS1 nitakuonyesha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my first approach is usually bottom line, heart issue. Where is your heart?
Exactly.
By the time you're joining a church, where is your heart? Are you serving in church because your heart is a Christian heart, serving God? That's the foundation. Because I've seen some people say, nimeona Eugene akicheza kwa club.
Yeah.
So I think it's right for me to play in a club. I can
Yeah.
go and play in a club. Because nimeona Eugene akiplay kwa
Akicheza
club.
kwa club, yeah.
You don't realize
So na
it's
justify hiyo
about,
kitu na wewe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be your own heart conditioning and positioning.
Yeah.
So when you position your heart in the right manner, for me, it's a no-brainer. I don't need to think about it.
Yeah.
Number 2, the inspirations and the people I've looked up to growing up and even listening. International keyboardists. I hardly see a church keyboardist.
Playing secular gigs.
Yes.
Sure.
Name them from Tom Brooks to Aaron Lindsay to my current favorite is called Trent Phillips. You will never see them in a secular gig. Why? Actually, to point you out to my reasons also, I tried playing secular. There was once a restaurant here called Rangers at KWS. That's once upon a time.
Yeah.
It's no longer there. I told myself, let me try and see what is this thing people talk about playing in secular. Already I know I'm not going to play. So I did. And while I was in campus, I used to make 4K a week. I was a baller.
4Gs.
Kuingia campus even a 4K every week. That is far above your pocket money.
Yeah.
I was doing well.
Yeah.
But there's something I experienced while playing in a club. Number 1, there is no form of expression that can draw a spiritual experience into a club. When you look at 1 Chronicles chapter 25, basically talks about David and how he chose musicians. And it says keenly that David appointed them to prophesy with their instruments. My friend, it doesn't matter how deep you are.
Yeah.
There is no form of prophecy which can happen in a club.
In a club. That's very true.
You know, I can play a C major chord in church and you will feel some ambience. You will feel something.
Sure.
That C chord in a club sounds like rubbish. Inversely, there's no form of club playing that is so impactful that if I come to church, you'll now feel something. Remember, our spiritual expressions are all based on the spirit. So when you go play in a club, what spirit are you carrying? When you come back to church, what spirit are you carrying?
Sure.
And for me, when I play in church, it's always a spiritual experience. That's why people will come and say, hey, Eugene, there's a way you're playing.
Yeah, kwanza hizo pads.
Na mimi nikikumbuka vile nilikuwa nacheza, I was not playing anything special.
Yeah.
But it touched somebody.
Sure.
Yeah.
Haujachanganya hiyo grace. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, that's why it's a clear-cut no-brainer. Yeah. But I understand for other people why they would do that.
Yeah, I mean, I have never seen, to be very honest, I've never seen a musician who says, I've been playing in a club, now I am rich, I have these big mansionettes, whatever. I have never seen. I don't know where we interact na mziki. I don't know if you've ever seen, or do you know of any musician who plays in a club who has made money out of a club?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
How many are they?
Not so many.
Not so many?
Because that's another lesson.
Yeah.
In psychology, even scientifically, we have two kinds of people, analytical and creatives.
Sure.
Musicians are what we call creative people.
Yeah.
Creative people think with the right head, right side of the brain, sorry. Analytical think with the left side of the brain.
Yeah.
The creative thinkers come with their own baggage of attributes. Number 1, right there, they don't love patterns. And there are so many questions you would ask that can be answered in that whole sphere of analytical and creative.
Creative, sure.
analytical skills are what we acquire when we are born. When you are born, we are not analytical or creative. We get cultured into a system that builds us as analytical or creative people. So school, you are told, fika shule by 7:50. Otherwise, utafagia nje. Wear uniform. Make sure your hair is combed. Wear tie.
Yeah.
Look presentable. When you are opening a book, draw a straight line. Draw straight lines for math book. Write the date here. Write your book, your name in your on your book cover. Cover your book. So all along, when you are growing up, you're being given analytical skills. And analytical skills are straight.
Sure.
Creative skills are. But when you start learning a guitar, you start learning on that straight line. Analytical thinkers think straight. Creative thinkers think combo. So you start learning a chord, you start breaking the linear patterns in your mind, in your brain. You start breaking the linear. And that's why the very skilled musicians are very indisciplined. Watakusumbua. Watakupiga character development. While the very committed, disciplined, timekeepers, are the very least skilled.
Less skilled. Sure,
yes.
Sure.
So it's like discipline is inversely proportional to your level of creativity. As your creativity goes high, your discipline comes down. Yeah. That reflects a lot of things into the musician's life. For instance, that's why most musicians are really can't keep patterns.
Yeah.
For instance, you can't get a musician who does 8 to 5. Most musicians can't do 8 to 5.
8 to 5 hakuna.
Yeah. That's a boring pattern.
Sure.
We want something a bit flexible. And when you look at this world global best companies of the year, like Google has been one of the best companies in the year.
Yeah.
It's because they have the capacity to sustain analytical thinkers and creatives. Yeah. And one of the things they do with creatives, for instance, the space for creatives has no desks, has no seats. Lakini kuna carpet thick and bubble seats and a pool table over there and cool soft music in the room. The room is painted yellow. It doesn't look formal at all.
Sure.
Yeah. Then their timelines are not based on 8 to 5. They're based on milestones. So, Ben, I want you to achieve goal X in X amount of time. So in 3 months, nataka kuona hii project imeisha. Okay?
Yeah.
See you in 3 months.
Yeah.
Whatever you do within those 3 months, it's shauri yako.
Yeah.
So how most of the creatives do it is they wake up early, finish that task, because the motivation is, if I finish in 5 days, it means 2 months and 25 days are mine. Changamka, finish early. Jamaa unapata tu jamaa ako tu pale kwa PlayStation in the office. Yeah, because creatives love to have their own space to unwind. In an analytical space, there is no time for unwinding. What is that? Come to the office at 8, leave at 5, and we want to see results. Yeah, and it makes sense for any analytical thinker.
Yeah.
So when you think about their saving patterns, it reflects still in that way of thinking. Yes.
Or
so what I have learned in my life, and I practice it myself, is I realize that the more I grow musically, the more I kill some analytical skills in my life. So I tell myself intentionally, I'm growing this particular skill this year. So I grow one skill a year. That I know I was taught analytically in growing up, but I dejected it. For instance, I started telling myself, I'll never be late. Was I late today?
You came very early, by the way.
Yes. So I tell myself, I will always keep time. Because that's an analytical skill. If I let loose as a creative, I'll be very comfortable. Because I feel like I don't need to keep time.
Sure.
Also tell myself, you need to dress up when you're going to church. Look good, look presentable. While the creative mind would say, fuga manati, tear this pants kidogo.
Ilong inafaa kuraruka ndio ikwe.
Look for shiny shoes that have pointed ends. So that's how a creative mind thinks. I literally have notes for creatives and analytical people. If I read out some of the research points, you'll be shocked. Like, for instance, some of the creative thinker attributes, complexity. Like, dealing with a musician can be some one of the biggest challenges dealing with a very good musician. Hey,
It's very hard.
you need character development hapo
Sure,
yani kue.
sure.
Yeah. They love to try out new stuff. Always. Number 3, they need alone time to recharge, like a downtime. That's why you'll find musicians most musicians can play PS. Most musicians are sports people.
Yeah.
So wataenda kuona Arsenal, nini. Yeah. They lose track of time. This is not me thinking. This is
Kuna
scientific.
mtu umesema hapo sitamtaja.
They lose track of time. Yeah?
Yeah.
Like for me, I know if I get into design work or editing,
Yes.
unaona tu hapo jua imewaka asubuhi. Usiku umeisha hivyo. Aje.
Yeah, aje haraka sana.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. They enjoy aesthetic impressions. Yeah. They genuinely value intellectual and cognitive matters. So when you engage a musician or a creative person in intellectual conversations, hey, you'll realize these guys are so sharp and so engaged. Yeah. They value their own independence and autonomy.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Some of the hard-headed people ni keyboardist mwenye ameadvance sana. Their independence, wachana nayo.
Yeah.
They're coming to tell them what they are supposed to do in their life.
Usiwapange.
Yeah,
Kutumia jina ingine hapo.
Yeah. Another attribute is that most of them find a lot of fulfillment in expression.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very emotional, not tear-wise. That's why you'd find, like, we have a guitarist in our church, he's called Masupo. Jamaa anapiga gitaa mpaka unasikia, and you can't tell what he's experiencing or feeling.
Yeah.
But it's just a creative thing.
Yeah.
They have high aspirations for self.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mimi siku moja nataka nipeleke watu wangu Bahamas. Yeah. They have a wide range of interests. They think and associate ideas in unusual ways.
Yeah.
They have unconventional thought process that can make unusual connections and unrelated ideas of things.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes you can ask a musician, hey, ulijifunza wapi kucheza hiyo kitu? Honestly, they don't know.
Hata ajui.
Ajui.
Yeah.
But it's through connecting different ideas and expressions that make the final output. I can continue. They go on and on.
Yeah.
But that just points out why most musicians
don't have the saving skills.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they don't think like most analytical people. If you see an accountant, and that's why most people have problems with musicians in church.
Yeah.
Because we are used to keeping time. We are used to dressing well. We are used to doing our homework. We are used to, the normal things that we've been taught throughout our life.
Yeah.
Why is this crew just so indisciplined? Why is it musicians in every church?
Yeah.
And we never had a conference where musicians kusema, let's become indisciplined. Let's disturb all pastors. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's inherently because of the creative and analytical thinking. So I always charge people who are analytical to think in the space of creatives.
Yeah.
So let's meet at the middle.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, and also I think musicians also forget that everything has got a season.
An expiry date to it.
Exactly. Because you're not going to play gigs forever.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Yeah.
So I think your last words, how do we achieve that skill? Because I think it is very important. Yeah, especially the saving skills. Not just saving skill ya Joseph ili save for
generations to come.
Exactly. In fact, even different nations had to go to get food from Egypt just because of his saving skills.
Yeah.
So I'd like to just face that camera and talk to a musician.
Okay. Hey, I feel like I've been put on the spot.
Yeah.
But one life skill that I've learned is to always have an exit strategy in everything you get yourself into. I think we are very natural when it comes to entering into any conversation, any situation in life, any responsibility. But we hardly think about exit strategies. Yeah? Unfortunately, we have all these lessons around us. We just don't realize they're life lessons. For instance, we were all born. We will all die. We all went to nursery school. We all finished kindergarten. We all got into class 1. We all got to class 8 and finished. We all got to Form 1 and graduated at Form 4. Even when you get into any career, there's a timeline for that career. There's a shelf life. Even in physics, we talk about shelf life. There's a shelf life to everything. You need to think about your exit strategy. And for business people, they always say, think about the end before the beginning. If you can't see the end, you don't have the beginning.
Sure.
Yeah? So even you as a musician, when you start playing and having music as your career, what's your end? What's your shelf life? At what point will you call it quits? For some of us would say music is for life. But while music is for life, there's a shelf life to your productivity.
That's true.
You'll not be as productive in your older years as you were in your younger years. So what are you doing in your very prime years? Even in sports, by the time you're 37, people are already looking at you like you need to retire. Yeah. So for most musicians, they know by the time I am 19 and I have joined Barcelona, my saving plan starts immediately. Yeah. And what they do is something we can copy and emulate. Find somebody who can advise you financially. Find somebody who can work with you financially. For some of the musicians I know, their wives are their financial managers. So I make the money, my wife manages my money and decides for us, this is our saving plan. And one of the basic rules that I was taught primarily in my former years, try and save 30% of every income you make. Yeah? 30%. It's not much, but can be much sometimes. Yeah? Save 30%. 10%, if you're a Christian, tithe. You should be a Christian. So tithe 10%. 30% save. 60% plan for other things. Unaweza pasua yote ukitaka, but if you have a saving plan, a saving scheme, you are assured of your future. And what 30% can do for your life is amazing. Can shock you. Yeah. So that's my major advice on financial saving plans. Yeah.
Wow. Eugene.
Yeah.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You've got a lot of wisdom. In fact, we've not even exhausted music directing.
Yeah. We've not started.
We've actually not even started.
Yeah.
And I've really enjoyed this conversation. I'm feeling like, hey, I need to start thinking in the right direction. Yeah, I believe you've enjoyed the conversation as well. We look forward to seeing you in our next episode. God bless you so much. Have a blessed time.